I would say within the last 2 years, we've started to notice that there's a lot bigger problem. Crimes are going up. Tuba, for probably the last 10 years, has been the murder capital of the reservation, 8 of those 10 years. Crimes in general is way more male. Dominating, the crime and are arrested. But when it comes to methamphetamine, it's pretty equal. We're aware that some meth is being manufactured here, not on a large quantity, but it is, and we know it will increase. And so that's what we're watching for. I think we've only had 1 or 2 actually meth places busted where they were making it, but normally it's bought then brought here and sold, and normally from the Phoenix area. People where either gone to college or working off the res and then come back, and it's a quick buck. There is a large increase, and we do see more of it, and one reason is we're watching for it now. We're more involved in looking for that type of illegal drug, and the other thing is we have dogs now that are trained for it, and then there is also an increase, and again, it's the supply and demand. It's not only on the res that people want methamphetamines. It's everywhere. In fact, in the early 80s, when I first started hearing about methamphetamines, it was a biker type drug, and it was the poor man's cocaine. And now it's a lot more prevalent everywhere because cocaine's kind of unfashionable, and methamphetamines, you get more bang for your bucks. You buy a gram of meth will last you 18, 20, 30, 40 hours, where if you bought a gram of coke, it might last you 10 hours. We've had a homicide where a 19-year-old girl was stabbed by her boyfriend 43 times. That's pretty violent, and stabbed so hard that he stabbed all the way through her and pegged it into the floor. That's pretty pissed off, where you don't have that before. We've had a guy get angry over someone talking to his girlfriend and take a shotgun and raise it to his shoulder and pull the trigger and shoot 4 guys with 1 round. Part of that is drinking, being up all night, tired, and angry and irritated. But a guy loses his eye over it. These are all local people. To having a stabbing over a Walkman 23 times. Just lots and lots of violence associated with it. We've had people get high on it and try to rip off bootleggers, and to the point that they've actually took weapons. Now, 15 years ago, you never heard of that. If you had a really good fist fight and someone pulled out a knife and got stabbed a couple of times, and we had a stabbing where somebody got hit in an artery or got stabbed in the heart, or couldn't get to the hospital because they were at a squaw dance and they were 3 hours away and they bled to death. Yeah, we had homicide, but for somebody to stab somebody 43 times, that's angry. It's a real scourge, and it's going to only get worse. It's only going to get worse because anytime you bring youth, poverty, nothing economic here, multiple families living in the same dwelling, you're just gonna have a lot of problems. And we can treat different symptoms, but unless we treat the overall community problems, I don't know what would be the answer to get rid of it. I mean, we do need jail facilities. We do need stronger sentencing and laws. Those are all hand in hand. But along with that, we need housing and jobs and things for our youth to do in the summer. Juanita's, Gray Mountain, and Thriftway is the third largest distributor of alcohol in Arizona. They sold 56,000 cases of beer last year, 14,000 cases of wine. Cases. Now, no one from Flag says, let's go party at Hank's or let's go to Juanita's and buy beer. That all comes on the reservation. You know, Thriftway or Green Mountain, yeah, some of their alcohol may be bought by tourists, but usually your boaters and your tourists and that are all going to stop in Bassett's where it's cheaper once they get to Page or wherever and buy it. All that comes onto the res. So if you add that up, and this year is way ahead of that, and we think part of that is due to methamphetamines, that they can buy more, they drink more, and that's a big increase. So it's a whole gamut of things that, you know, play in once people get on methamphetamines. I mean, look how tired you are just when you pull a graveyard shift for 12 hours. You imagine being up for 72 hours partying. You can be pretty cranky. It's easy to kick the dog and push the kid around, push your wife around, your girlfriend around when you're tired and irritable, you know. Or vice versa. It's easy for her to cold cock you with a frying pan, you know, as the old saying goes. So, and who's caught in the middle? It's the kids.